We're just the two delusional chicks that just got together with these incredible plans. People look at us like we're crazy.
This didn't come with a manual. This didn't come with a course. I just had faith. I had this crazy idea. Show me the way.
If you already knew how, you wouldn't be here.
I'm doing this because I really, truly want to help others as well. Not because, I'm going to make money and buy a Chanel bag.
That mindset or shift that we're talking about is finding these quote-unquote failures as opportunities to thrive.
Do you really want to take advice from people who are not in a position in life that you want to be in?
Welcome to Glam Sophisticated Makeup Academy's first podcast. My name is Nikolina. I'm the founder of Glam Sophisticated Makeup Academy here in Las Vegas. And today I have my two favorite guests, my two favorite girls who have helped shape Glam Sophisticated, what it is today. And I proudly present my co-founder, Christine Haylock. Hi, Christine.
Hello.
Hi, good to have you here.
So excited to be here.
First podcast. And also we have Jackie Alvez from Arizona, who is someone we met as a student, but then turned into a partnership and turned into instructor role as well in our makeup academy. So I'm very proud to have you ladies here with me today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
So excited to be here. I'm honored to be here.
Well, technically it's not my podcast. This has to be reframed. This is our podcast. Okay, because I'm not just the only person in this makeup academy. So, I am the one introducing, but obviously we are all here together. So I'm excited.
The OG.
I'm the OG. I started this, but then
Yes.
you cannot do this on your own. So you have to have help. And I think with Christine, first of all, she started with me like 5 years ago, right? 2021.
5 years.
I
Can you
think.
believe that?
I know. We started working together 5 years ago when I asked her one day when she was a model for me. Well, before that, you started obviously as a student, but then you were a model. And I was like, hey, I kind of need help. Like, this thing is growing. I need help with my makeup academy. So she stepped in. And then now we brought on Jackie as well, who just recently we did 2 classes with you, right? One in Yuma, one in Phoenix. So now we are in Vegas. Super excited to be here. And we have a big class coming up tomorrow. So we decided to record this. Why not? While we're here together. So in this podcast, we wanted to kind of tell you a little bit more about us, what we do, who we are, how we started our journeys separately, and then how we brought this together, I guess, how we started working together as well, and also tell you more about our makeup academy, tell you more about what we do and who we help, and just in general, I give you some tips and motivation and share what we did to be here, and in hopes that this can maybe change a life for at least one of you who is watching this. So we're going to get started. I have a couple of questions for you guys. First of all, Christine, you can tell us more how we met. I guess that can be a little bit of introduction for those who are watching this first time. How we met, how we started working together. If you could tell me a little bit more about that.
Of course. Well, first, hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm so blessed to be here. I think this is probably one of my favorite stories is because it's always there's always this how did you guys even get here, right? Like, we're just the two delusional chicks that just got together with these incredible plans, and then people look at us like we're crazy, and we're like, watch. And here we are. But the craziest part is I remember meeting you through Meg Delacruz, shout out. She is an amazing human being on this earth. And her and I used to actually do a lot of collaborations together. And she helped me get my name out there. And because I was a small town girl from Washington in Vegas, needing to figure it out. And what best way then to start networking, right? So Meg actually knew that I was in my kind of earlier stages. I had years of experience. I had probably, I think, 13, maybe 14 years under my belt, but I took a big break. And she knew that I was I got the makeup part, but I don't even know where to connect the dots. How do I even do this? I'm a small town girl living in this big city. What's up, Las Vegas? How are we going to do this? And so Meg was like, Christine, I met this amazing girl. Her name is Nikolina. She's putting this class together, and she teaches makeup artists, but she doesn't just teach makeup. She teaches business and marketing. And I'm like, she's so amazing. You're gonna love her. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. Connect. Of course, met you, loved you, took your makeup course, but the craziest part was I remember when we were supposed to be starting in the building, but then your building closed because COVID hit.
Yeah.
And so Nikolina was like, never fear. Don't panic, pivot. If you take a class, you know that that's one of our slogans. Don't panic, pivot. And she just went online. And it was like such an incredible thing to still be a part of. She, to this day, still operates the same. Like, if you show up, she shows up. And so her and I immediately we connected from the beginning. I showed up for all the calls, did all the work. I still have, you guys, I should find it. I still have my notebook with all my notes. It's so cute. But I did all the things and then hit the ground running. I started connecting with photographers. I started getting into film and production. And it all like stemmed from meeting Nikolina and taking a class with the Academy. And so, of course, anybody that would ask me, what do you think? And I would send them their way. And then that's how I started becoming a model, because people would be like, hey, we actually need a model. Can you come in for me? And I was like, oh, yeah, for sure. And I would come in and we just met and we hit it off. When I took her course, hit it off, and we met in person. And now here we are hitting it off nationwide, girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years.
5 years since, I guess.
Crazy story.
We've been here, but 7 since I met you.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
I
love
know.
that. I feel like it's almost like it was yesterday, because just the dates and time and weeks just kind of flow into one another.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, we actually started doing nationwide classes. Both her and I had this crazy idea back in 2024, so almost 2 years ago, summertime, to bring our academy nationwide, because we noticed that a lot of students who would come to our makeup academy here in Las Vegas would travel. I'd say like probably 80% of our students would travel from out of states. And we were like, well, why not go and start traveling? But I'll tell them more story about that. I just want to now go to Jackie and talk about how we met, and hear your side of the story, because I don't think I've ever heard of this side of the story. Obviously, you were our student.
It was love at first sight.
It was,
Tell her,
yeah.
Jackie.
It was.
love
You
at
saw
first
us on
sight.
an ad, I'm
It was
assuming.
just love at first
But
sight.
tell us more about, how we met, how your first impression was of everything we do, I guess, and why you decided that you want to partner up with us.
Well, Christine's right. Of course, I saw an ad, and you know that I own a makeup academy in
Yes,
Arizona
you do.
where I live, and
Beautiful
always
makeup
trying to
academy.
make connections with people in person, because everybody had gone online after the pandemic, including myself.
Yeah.
And, I just got tired of the constant online, and I was looking for a connection with other makeup artists. And, of course, always learning. It doesn't matter. I've been a makeup artist for 34 years, but I always say never stop learning, right?
Yep,
So not only did I want to learn more, but I wanted to check myself. Like, do you know what you think you know?
And you did.
And, watching both of you online, seeing an ad and finding you and then stalking you a little bit for myself, I'm like, okay, they know their stuff. These are my people. And, then being able to come to Vegas, which is my hometown, and be part of Glam Sophisticated as a student, that was just gold to me. Being able to put myself back in a student's position and just learn carefree. Nobody was looking at me or expecting me to know anything, and I could just be there to learn and soak up everything I wanted to. And then just making such a solid connection with both of you, I thought, I really want to be part of this, because I've been doing this for a while, but I want a team so bad. I want a team of friends, a team of women that are like-minded, because, I'm 52 this year. I can't carry those suitcases by myself anymore.
That is so true. And I cannot believe you're 52. That's
I
crazy.
know, amazing.
I see you as 35,
Yes.
40.
That's exactly
know.
what I
Maybe
meant
max.
to say that I am.
Yes.
Right. So young
You
and
do,
so youthful.
You do so well.
I love that. I actually love, I want to kind of piggyback off the story of meeting Jackie, just because it's so crazy. I remember meeting her and seeing her on the first day of class in our Las Vegas class.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing her with those cute boots.
I
They were like
know,
the
she
like
did.
not thigh high, but what are they called? The high rise leopard print boots.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to like her
That
with
was
her
definitely her
silver
vibe.
hair
Yeah.
and her amazing glam. I was like, oh, she's
Yep.
it. Yeah, she's going to be
That
fun.
is so fun. I love that.
I think it was just fun, and you showed up every day with such an amazing energy. I remember one of the days we had a couple models that were extra. That always happens. Our nemesis models. We either have too many or not enough.
Or not enough.
And we
Always.
so happened to have
Always.
a day where we had extra, and the girl was going to a concert, and so Jackie was like, "It's fine, I got it," and she got it done, and just did such a beautiful job on both. And it was interesting because you do your technique with face first, then eyes. And I just remember watching both times, like, this is mind blowing. I mean,
You're
knocked
so
it out.
funny
Yeah.
because I remember you saying, "How do you not get fallout?"
Yeah, every time I'm like coming around the
I
corner,
cannot.
like, is it there
I
yet?
cannot.
I cannot.
Fallout?
I know.
No. Oh,
I literally
not there.
cannot.
Yeah,
Even for
can't.
myself, I get fallouts.
Same.
But you know what? I've been doing makeup like that, obviously,
Yeah.
forever. I started here in Las Vegas when I was
Right.
only 17.
Right.
So of course that's how I do it. But I tried to do eyes first because I came to learn. I didn't come to
Yeah.
continue to do things the same
Yeah.
way. So I did learn a lot that way, but it's still just so much faster
Yeah.
for me to just follow that same technique. And I had to kick it into gear because I
That's
had two
true.
models that day, and I wanted to honor their time. You know, so I hurried as quick as I could. But I've tried so hard to do the eyes first.
Yeah.
You still knock it out the park, but that's
You
it,
did.
it, like you saying, like you have your technique, and now you know a different technique in the case that you need to use it, and so extra under your belt, put it
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
makeup artist belt.
I love that. That was you did such a good job that day.
Yeah.
Well, during the training, but after that we started talking, and then we started developing a plan. I guess you guys actually started reaching out to each other, or I think you reached out to Christine, like, "Hey, what if
No,
we
we
do?"
actually started planning
The
I
Yuma
think
class.
It wasn't even so the seed got planted because it was just love at first sight. We just had such an amazing connection. I kind of when getting to chat with her a little bit longer, I'm like, okay, you've got all these years of experience. You've got
Yeah.
this makeup academy. Are you really learning? What's going on? Give me the inside scoop. And that's when she shared it. And that was when it was like, wow, like that's such an eye-awakening experience
Yeah.
to know that artists who even have 30 plus years can still learn. We are designed for a beginner program, but given that she could, still learn from us. So that got us talking, and we just connected, and it got to, hey, what can we do outside of this? This would be really cool if we could partner. And at the time, you were working with Jafra, and Jafra had some great trainings. And so it was like, hey, Christine, let's do some trainings together. And then we didn't have our dates yet. And so when I was like, okay, let's do some trainings together, that would be fun.
Yeah.
We realized, why not take the academy, Glam Sophisticated, to Yuma, into her amazing academy,
Beautiful academy.
space,
Yeah.
and collab and let this be our first collaboration. And it was such a great hit. So that's, I feel, feel free to
Yeah, you know
piggyback,
what though,
don't
Christine,
feel?
you said my favorite word. You said collaboration.
Yeah.
And I have always
That's true.
believed that the women at the top are collaborating, the ones at the bottom are competing.
Yep, 100%.
And I love that we get to collaborate on so many things, and we each have our own things that brought us to this point.
Yep.
But together we can be so much more, and I love
So
that
much.
about both of you. But yeah, Christine, I was like, hey, can I host you? Like, could we do your class at my studio? Because my
Yeah.
students, they get ears full of me all the time, and my team, my own
Yeah.
daughter who's on my team, brilliant, genius makeup artist, but it's me in her ears all the time. So to bring you and your authority and your incredible personalities, the way that you love your students, and the way that you made me feel so welcome, I didn't know what I was walking into. I was kind of lost, like being born and raised in Vegas. I still was a little bit lost in Resorts World, and here comes Nikolina out of left field. Hey, Jackie, on the stairs. And I'm like, how does she even remember people's names?
She's so
I
good at
barely
that, you
remember
guys.
my own name on a good day. But there she
I
was,
remember
hey,
names.
Jackie.
She's so
and I was
good.
like, oh, okay, I'm in good hands. She's going to help me. I felt better already.
Yeah.
And then you hug people, you remember their
Yeah.
names,
Yeah.
you care about their work, and the program that you offer, you stay with them for so much longer than just the class.
Yeah.
That's I was like, you are my people. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true. That's one of the things that we, when I was building the program, and then obviously when Christine came on, we rebuilt it so many times and rephrased it how it looks like. But that was number one thing that we never wanted to lose is the connection to students, post graduation support and mentorship, which we put a lot of effort and time into, and also that just connection, like you said, like that in-person connection. That's one of the reasons why we do hands-on classes nationwide, why we travel, why we leave our families behind, why we do all the things and sacrifices, because hands-on is so important. And hugging people in person, like you said, I love hugging people. I love talking to them. I love to understand them, like their stories.
Yeah.
And it usually happens by the second and third day then they start sharing more about their life. They become more comfortable with us because, like they said, like it's almost like, oh, I'm talking to a celebrity, right? And they don't want to bother us with their life. But I love when they're like, Nikolina, I just gotta tell you, and then they take us aside and like, I just gotta tell you, and then they tell me something, whatever it is, whether about their life, whether what they're going through, whether about their mindset, whether about their maybe going through a hard period of time, and they're like, this was like the best 3 days. This gave me so much more confidence and so much more. Just happiness in general, and that's really why we do this.
I feel like the way I look at our nationwide classes, it's so funny. I was just talking to a student today. The way I describe it is, think of it of a retreat for yourself. It's like a makeup retreat.
It is.
Because one of the most things I'm the proudest of building here with you is the community.
Yeah.
One of the things that Nikolina and I connected on from the jump was we had separate lives, right? And we've grown closer, obviously, in being in business together in the 5 years personally. I mean, she's like a bestie. But we work so well together because our intentions are the same. We align with the way we treat and look at people. That was never anything. Like, who we are when you see us here on camera is exactly who we are when you see us in person.
100%.
We are such humble individuals and know exactly what it feels like to build something from the bottom and know what it feels like to just need somebody to put their hand out. So when we put our hand out, I feel like the weekend that you spend with us in the 3 days it's almost an opportunity for you to reset. Whatever mindset you had, whatever struggles you were going through, whatever roadblock that the life is trying to throw at you, this is an opportunity for you to invest into yourself, to remind yourself, you got it. And if we need to be here to mentor you, we will. Because it's more than just 3 days. You get us for 12 full months. We go live with you weekly. When you're texting our academy, you're not texting a robot. You actually get us, and so I love that the authenticity behind the academy has always been our number one, like I would say, like forefront. Like that's we can
true.
reprogram, we can rebrand, we can do all of the things, but like that value our students are like number one.
And you both are so actually authentic, and that's rare as well. Like, you're not new makeup artist that just is trying to throw out a program. Like, you've been drilling into this for decades. This has been your life's work.
11 years for me since I started.
Almost 20 for me. 2006 was my first professional, pro makeup job was in 2006. I just can't even believe I just admitted that on camera.
I know. I know, right? You guys guess in the comments how old Christine is. We would love to hear that.
Oh,
but
be gentle.
For those of you who are just listening this maybe first time, maybe you just got this channel and you just started watching us and you have no idea who we are. I just want to explain a little bit about our program and what we do actually, so it's a little bit less confusing. So we run a makeup academy that teaches aspiring beginner makeup artists how to go from being a hobbyist and doing makeup as a hobby and just playing with makeup and doing friends and family's makeup for free to now finally turning this into a profession, learning how to do it professionally, how to charge, and how to actually apply makeup on different skin tones and eye shapes. And with our program, we travel nationwide, so we do trainings right now in 2026, 25 cities, where we travel, major cities, and then we also continue to work with students post-graduation as well. We offer coaching, we offer mentorship through Zoom calls. We meet 3 times a week for a year, and also we offer an online program that comes included as a resource to go back to those lessons and rewatch. So I just wanted to explain that just because we assume people are watching us know about us, but many people don't, right? So I just wanted to kind of explain that a little bit. But I have a really cool question for you, Jackie. How would you describe Christine and I? Because we're so similar but so opposite. We're like yin and yang. So you said it once to us, who Christine is and who I am, your first impression of both of us. And then once you got to know us as well.
My very first impression, Christine came in and she's got like, a tea or a coffee or something. And she's just like, hey, everyone. And she has this incredible, crazy curly hair, these beautiful lashes. And I'm like, she's a Mac girl. She learned at Mac.
Yeah.
I was like, I can tell she's been doing makeup on her best friends and family since she was like 12,
That's so
probably
funny.
even earlier maybe. And this is just your life. You're just the makeup girl, right? Then, Nikolina comes up and I'm like, I don't know if she's actually a spy and owns 2 yachts, possibly several guns. I don't know. But she's serious and I love it. And so, of course, I'm silly like that because I obviously watch a little too much TV.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe too many movies. But, it was fun for me to get to know that the similarities were your passion for people, not just makeup. Like, it's not like, oh, I love makeup. Makeup is the driving force. It's actually the people behind the
It's the
makeup.
people.
And that's been everything to me my whole life is what makeup can do for people. And then when I saw that in both of you, I absolutely loved it. And I know why you work so well together. You're both so multifaceted.
Yeah.
And the things that Christine is still working with or building, you have them and vice versa.
Yeah.
You just make such a great complete team.
I think we do. I
We do.
definitely do. Like, we've traveled obviously 2 years now, working together for 5, almost 6. But, we've never had we've had maybe, I don't want to say fights. It's more like I recognize Christine because I know her so well. I know the way she breathes. And then I'm like, you're a little feisty today. She's like, I know, I'm sorry. And then she tones down. I feel like when it's the time of the month or when we, have our little
I think it's like safe
problems.
to say, we've had little
Yeah.
sisterly tisks.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can't be traveling the country, staying in
Yeah.
hotel rooms together, teaching makeup
Yeah.
without having
Oftentimes
a
sleeping in
blow-up.
the same bed when they
Yeah.
don't have when there's a lot of double
Yeah.
beds, we have to sleep in the same king
Yeah.
bed,
Yeah.
But we make
is
it work, but it's funny because I know her, I know the way she breathes, I know the way she looks at even students, and I'm like, you're a little feisty today, what's going on? I know, I'm about to get my period. And I'm like, okay, I get it, but then I blow up like that morning in Phoenix, and I'm like, okay guys, this was a little I went a little too far.
we balance.
So we
each
need
other.
to, we
balance
definitely
each
need to
other.
balance each other. Yes,
we balance
so that's what we learned. That's
I do
what
love
matters.
that. I actually feel very spoiled to have someone know me so well in business. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful for you.
Yeah, it is
so
quite a
grateful.
privilege. But I want to say too, with
Yeah.
the initial impression of both of you, that was just a hilarious initial impression. Like when I first got a glimpse
Yeah.
of you, but right away, I could see how authentic you both are, and that you both are so professional. That was really important to me because
you.
there's a lot of people out there who think they know makeup because they do their own face, or maybe they've had a few clients, or they've
Yeah.
been on social media. Social media has changed the landscape of makeup artistry, and anybody and everybody calls theirself a makeup artist.
Yep.
But you guys are not the typical MUAs, I say. You're not an MUA. You are actually
Yeah.
in the artistry of makeup and in the business of beauty. And I
yeah.
love that about you.
Thank you.
Thank you
I
for saying
appreciate
that.
Yeah.
I gotta say, my first impression about you, because we met on Zoom. We were
Oh, yeah.
in Portland or Seattle, I remember one of the two,
Oh.
and we were having a Zoom call. Remember, I just ordered food,
Oh.
and we were having a Zoom call,
Oh,
and then Jackie pops on in her beautiful makeup academy with her beautiful glitter
Oh, I do
glasses.
remember this.
And then
That's
she's
right.
like, "Hi, Jackie, how are you?" And I'm like, "Who's Jackie?" Because obviously you were the one onboarding her,
Yeah.
and it was one of her
Yeah.
first Zoom calls. I think maybe
Yeah.
second call. So I haven't met you yet, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously you were the one who onboarded her. So I was like, "Who is Jackie?" She's like, "Oh yeah, she has a makeup academy in Yuma," and I felt intimidated. I was like, "Well, if she has a makeup academy already, why is she
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like for me,
Yeah.
it was weird. I was like, why is she then attending our class? This is for beginners. She must know makeup if she has a makeup academy, right?
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
obviously when we met, then we started obviously talking. Then you
Right.
came to Vegas. But the whole time, I felt like we are not teaching you enough. I felt like, are we providing, like you said, are we providing enough value?
Yeah.
Like I always want to make sure that we
Yeah.
really provide, because I don't know if you maybe know more than us. Maybe you felt like, this class was a little flop, in a sense of, I didn't really learn a lot because I knew already all
Right.
this. But obviously, like you explained, you were here more to reinforce what you knew versus then just learn so many new techniques because you've been doing makeup for so long. But for me, I was just so intimidated the whole time. I was like, I hope I'm providing. I hope I'm teaching. I hope
Yeah.
I'm doing the best, because I always
Guys,
felt
she
like
really was like that. That
You
was
know?
so cute. She really
Yeah.
was, after the Zoom class, after we got off Zoom, She was like, so tell me who is this Jackie chick? She was like, so tell me who this Jackie chick
I
is.
had to like,
she's got such a beautiful makeup cabinet. She was like, that was her place. Like she was
Yeah,
in
I was
her
trying to
location.
understand.
And I was like, yeah. And so when we met you, and then it was crazy because also that's something that we both do. After each class, we're always like, did we learn? Did we teach?
Yeah.
Did we teach
We
enough?
check each other.
Like we're like, do you feel like they got enough, right? Because we do care so much. So I
Yeah.
love that you say that about us because it really did mean a lot to us.
Yeah.
And Nikolina really was. She was so cute, and I love that you thought so high about it because
Yeah.
you do have an amazing program.
But
and
you know
your
what,
own academy.
you guys, it was really important for me not only to see if I could learn something new in makeup, but, and I think I said this to Christine at
You
my
did.
first call before I
Yeah.
even then went ahead and booked later. I wanted to make sure I was teaching right.
Yeah.
I did. I was
Okay,
just
so
gonna say,
maybe
yeah.
I know makeup, but you've always got something
That
to teach
makes
me about
sense.
how to teach
Yeah.
my
That makes
students and how to
sense.
bring them more
Right.
value.
Yeah. So
So
when
I was
you
in it for the
complimented
full.
my teaching, I was like,
Yeah.
I felt like I got starstruck by something.
Yeah.
It was like a celebrity wand just slapped me in my face
You were like,
when you were
I'm in
just,
the right place.
Yeah, because it was like, wow, like those were such kind things that you said about my teaching, and to know
Yeah.
that you took away something from my teaching experience and felt like you could provide more value to the already amazing, valuable program you have just because you took a class with me was like, no dollar amount could trump that. So
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah,
for
that's
it
awesome.
then, and thank you for it now. 'Cause
That is
it
true.
means a lot. Yeah.
I love that, and it's one of the things that I know that you also, I don't want to say struggle with, but you have an opinion about yourself that you're not good enough, that you're not a good enough instructor,
Yeah.
or that you're, I know that, and sometimes I do too. Like I said, with you, I do too. And that's a big thing. Like, again, one of the, I would say imposter syndrome, in a sense, sneaks in, no matter how much you know and no matter how good you do and no matter how much validation you get from students who tell us how good we did and how much they learned, you still like question somewhere deep down, like, did I really do enough? Because also like one of the things when we're in classes, I'll just give an example of color theory because I go into color theory, obviously 2 hour teaching color theory deep down into it. And then I just I literally leave my body and my psyche and how do you say, my soul leaves my body at some point, and then I'm just like, my body's talking, but I'm somewhere else. Like,
Yeah.
I have almost like out of body experience
Yeah.
sometimes because I'm like, and then I have to check myself. I have to condense myself at the end. I'm like, was this making sense what I was saying? Was this connecting? Because in my brain, I was just rambling about color theory. And then I was asked Christine, was this making
No,
sense? She
it
was
was
like, it
so
was
good.
so good. You did so good.
I'm
And
like
then-
over here like,
Same thing with her too. I walk out when she's teaching her demo, and then I walk in, and the model is just gorgeous. Really? Are you sure? I'm like, Christine, she looks amazing. I don't know. I'm like, stop it. You
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
We constantly, because when you're
Yeah.
so into it,
yeah.
it's hard to step out and see it with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I love actually that we can get that. I love that our first, I guess, meet was having you be a student so that you could give us that,
That feedback, yeah.
that feedback. Because I think for me, it's not even that it feels like an outer body experience. What's weird for me whenever I hear, oh my God, you're such a great instructor, or you are so great, I would take this class all over again or, when our time is up, I get really really? Wow, that's so nice.
Yeah.
And it's more or less because when I'm up there, I almost try not to overshare because I know it can be a lot, but I try to stay in topic and I try to feel out the room and what kind of vibe an artist needs.
Yeah.
And then I try to speak to them as if because I remember being in that shoe. So I remember taking classes and feeling oh, man, that was like you said, a bus.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a really cool goodie bag and sure, it was cool. I met a couple cool artists or whatever, but now when it's time for me to actually go in and do makeup, I'm the same
Yeah.
artist. I didn't feel like I actually elevated. So to know that I'm elevating artists and they're actually able to come in with one set of skill and
That's
leave
true.
with a completely different other one is I'm always wow,
Yeah.
because
You-
I don't go into it with that view.
Yeah.
So I just go into it I'm going to share with you with what I know and teach you, because even every demo model, we don't even know what our demo models look like half the time.
Sometimes, yeah.
We meet them 5 minutes before the makeup application. So just like any other artist who has to set up, I'm setting up too. And as I'm going in to, color match and adjust that foundation. I'm genuinely teaching, and sometimes I do low-key hope that I mess up, because most of the time I know it's going to be like pretty spot on. I want to mess up to show them what to do, but like sometimes I'm like, all right, makeup gods, don't fail me. Let's do this, And I think it all just boils down to remembering that even though I'm an instructor, I'm still a makeup artist.
Yeah.
I stemmed from being an artist just like everybody else. So to know that I have such an impact as an educator is like, I guess kind of like an similar, but like a little different, not quite outer body, but I'm like, because then when at the end, I'm like, oh, you did it. High five.
Yeah, you said that so well. Two things you said right now. One of the things is that when we work with students, we approach them and evaluate them on the first day. Like we have an eye. We've done thousands of students, literally at this point. It's not even exaggeration.
Really.
Probably over 1,000 students we had that we worked with, and we know we can feel an artist. The moment we see them apply their first stroke with a brush, we can feel an artist. And then we know how to push them, or where to push them, how much to push them, where they can take it or not. Some artists, we can push them to, do a liner and do a beautiful smoky eye and apply big lashes and a bold lip. Like we know we can push them there, but then with some artists, we tell them, well, that's going to be a little too much for you. Let's not make you feel uncomfortable with doing that element. Let's tone it down, right? So we felt that is a big part of our class. That's why when we do in-person classes, we keep it more intimate, typically about 15 to 20 students, no more than that. We've obviously had smaller classes too, but it's like it's 2 of us now, 3 of us. So whoever's attending our Vegas class now, April 2nd to 4th, you're going to have a treat, 3 of us, here literally going around the room and helping you and approaching you as an individual, as if you're the only artist in the room. Because I'm not comparing you to Anna or Sally next to you. Oh, Sally did liner, you should do it too, if you're not there yet, If you are more comfortable with smoked out liner versus a winged out gel inglot liner, I'm not going to push you there, right? I'll tell you what you can do. But also I will push you a little bit because I want you to succeed in it. I want to tell you how good you're doing and how well you can do. Because oftentimes it's that doubt in students as well. They think they cannot. It's our, I would say, job to also show them that they can get out of their comfort zone. And then you said one more thing really good, but I forgot.
I think that kind of like piggybacks off
it was something else.
Because like each day you're learning something new. So to kind of go back to that, it's like when you come to and join us, whether it's here locally in Vegas or in one of our nationwide classes, like you really are investing more into just learning makeup. You're investing into how to reprogram yourself. And I've taken so many mentorship classes. I mean, thousands of dollars have been spent into mentoring and, how to be even who I am today. This was not free. Okay, so Nikolina could say the same thing about her. So we teach based off of the experiences that we've gone through, relating to what you're going through, and then we know that it takes reprogramming. Like we come from 2 completely different worlds, like 2 completely different backgrounds, from economic to family to just our
side of the world,
just completely different sides of the world. And we have so many things in common based off of one thing, our mindset. And we know how important it is to reprogram that. So the 3 days that you're spent with us is really a retreat for yourself, and to invest into not only grow your skill, grow your talent, but to reprogram yourself so that once you got it, you can actually now apply it. Because we've seen some of the most talented makeup artists do nothing because their mind tells them that they can't. And so, and it's those ones that we want to show up on the coaching calls. Sometimes if you don't have any makeup and you just need some words of encouragement or a community base to clap for you and remind you that you're great, we're live every Monday.
That's so true what you said.
Ivan's live Tuesday, you're live on Saturdays. Join our coaching calls. Come say what up to your Glam Sophisticated family.
That is true.
We're here to help you. 12 months of that. I mean, I know when I first started, I don't know if I would have had a big gap. I mean, how much further would you be if you had something like that? At the very beginning stages of your professional artistry, if you could invest into a makeup retreat, wouldn't you go back and say you do it? I know for sure
100%.
I would. Right?
Yeah, and I have to say too that when I started, like I said, I was only 17 here in Vegas, and I started working at glamour shots. which is hilarious.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember Glamour Shots?
Yes.
Right.
Well, I never done it, obviously.
I remember seeing
remember seeing them, and people now on TikTok posting about those.
Yeah.
You would go to a mall, right?
Best thing ever. But you know what? Being that young, think about who I was working with, because what was Glamour Shots back in the day? It was the solid, dependable place for makeup artists to work, because you have to figure, maybe you get to do a spread for Vogue, maybe you get to do the cover model for Cosmo, but you got to do that in 1996. What were you going to do in 97 to pay your rent?
Yep.
So we had a lot of incredible makeup artists working there with us because it was hourly, it was stable income.
Yep.
And I worked with men who did the cover models for Vogue and for Cosmo.
I love
and because
that.
I was 17, they thought it was the cutest thing they'd ever seen. They taught me everything they knew and mentored me because they thought it was so cool how young I
that.
was.
Yeah.
So I learned from the very, very best. But if I could bottle that and put that into a retreat, wouldn't that be magic for people?
Right?
Yeah.
That would be.
Amazing.
Like, that's something you said really good. I love what you shared, and also about the programming. You're so right. I feel like the programming is the number one thing that I've learned when I actually read a book from Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural, and I remember like just learning how to reprogram my mind, because that was the first time learning about that term even, right? And then, like you said, for those of you that don't know, I come from East Europe, from Serbia, and I moved here in 2013. I moved here, I was 21 at the time, and I came on a J1. It's a student visa, so kind of like a student exchange, but a little bit different. It's a work and travel visa, where we get to come to America to work for 4 months and then travel for 1 month. And I came pretty much with $700 and one suitcase, one red suitcase. I still have the same suitcase, and $700 my dad gave me, and the program that he helped me pay for to come here, we got matched with employers, and then one of my first jobs was at the Caesar Palace at the Forum Shops, in a coffee shop, and I came here pretty much not knowing, obviously, anyone. I came with some group of friends, and I decided to stay. I decided not to go back home. I had a return ticket already bought, but I decided to stay because I felt like I really loved the city, Vegas, and it was something that I saw in this city that was drawn to me, my Leo inside of me. I was drawn to lux and luxury and the money and the opportunities and the tall buildings, and I don't know, just a 21-year-old trying to figure out life. And I come from a family that's very well, I would say, situated. My mom has owned a business, a flower shop, for 35, almost 40 years. My dad worked in a sugar factory, and they did provide very well for us. I lived above average in Serbia, and my mom and dad provided that for us. But not only did they provide that, they programmed me. They programmed me from when I was a young child, to work hard, to have your own business, to make money, to reinvest. That's what I knew. My parents would, we lived very well, but it was never like, oh, we're rich, let's just go and spend money.
Right.
Every dollar was reinvested back into buying properties, into investing, into building businesses. My mom had 3 stores, 3 flower shops at one time. My dad bought a lot of different property investments and commercial buildings, and all because they kept investing. And that was something I was grown with. I learned how to do that. So coming here, I did learn also a lot about reprogramming. But like you said, that was a big change for me, because from the moment I came here, I just saw opportunities. All I saw was, I didn't see the gambling, I didn't see the alcohol, I didn't see all that people like, oh, Vegas is bad for. I saw opportunities, and I saw, how can I build a life here? If I have this programming that I do from where I coming here where everything is possible, like Vegas is, everything, every business you think of, you can start in Vegas and probably succeed if you know a little bit about running a business. I was like, there's no stopping me. And that's exactly what happened, right? Yeah. So I love that you mentioned that, because that's exactly what we do for students. The reason I, made a mistake and went to cosmetology school thinking they'll teach me about makeup, but they didn't. At a time, I was still working on my green card, so I couldn't apply for financial aid because I overstayed my visa. I had to get married. I found an amazing husband I'm still with, and he obviously gifted me a green card and said, let's do this together. And I said, let's do it, and 12 years later, we're still together. And I started my business in the meantime. He supported me a lot in the beginning, and I paid for my school cash. And then I started just thinking, like, how can we do that? How can we grow, right? So whenever we did all the plans we did together since 2021 was all about how can we grow? How can we get to that 10 million, 20 million, $100 million business, right? I was never like, oh, how can I make next $1,000? I'm always thinking 6-10 steps ahead. And that's why that programming was very important for me to first, again, reprogram myself in a way too, to not think small, but think big, but also now with students. Because like you said, that's what we do with them in class. I can teach you a skill, but if you know you can be the best makeup artist, you can still sit at home and be unemployed or not make any money because your mindset tells you otherwise. Your inner language, your surroundings, your television that you watch, or your friends and family who you're grown up with can tell you otherwise. You're gonna stay stuck.
And like, girl, sometimes it be your own people.
Yeah,
It just is
and your
in
people. That's what I'm
own-
saying.
Yeah.
Friends
your
and
own
family.
people be trying you. Okay, don't listen
Yeah,
to them.
they're your
I'm
first.
just saying,
It's
don't
your
listen
it's your
to 'em.
parents first, and second is your surroundings, your friends in school, and then after that is social media, right? So, but if your parents are someone who keep telling you no, don't invest, it's a risk. Don't learn a new skill, go find a job. Be sick 9 to 5, 401k. That's what you need to know. Yes, people make great money at that, but also learning a skill. No one can ever take that away from you.
I think too, like, to kind of piggyback off that, I feel like it's more than just pay attention when people are telling you it's a risk. Pay attention and listen closely, and remember, do you really want to take advice from people who are not in a position in life that you want to be in? Do you really want to take a risk listening to somebody? What's the bigger risk?
Right.
Actually moving forward and trying and saying that you did something, or listening to somebody that maybe wants to do something themselves but has never been willing to do that, and so they don't know what could have happened, right? So I think that mindset, because it's interesting. I love hearing your story, and one of my favorite things I think of traveling together over the 2 years is being able to spend so much time getting to know one another and hearing your stories, and just listening to the way and meeting them. I mean, you guys, she's got the most amazing family. Her mom, such a gem. But, I can't say I grew up the same.
Yeah.
I actually grew up the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I did not have a strong foundation when it came to either parents, both mom or dad.
Yeah.
I actually learned from a very young age survival. It's how to survive. And so what I know is how to survive. And so what I know is I've been blessed to be in a position to do something that I love and what I'm good at, and make it be my income, my source of income. That stemmed from having a strong support system that I kind of like gave myself. My husband and my kids became my reason and my why. And once I became a mom and a wife, you realize that, like, it's not just you. You can no longer just give in to that mindset. And sometimes you have to realize that I probably wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through the struggles and the things that I went through from the time I was young to who I am now. It built me to who I am. And so what I'm able to share, and when I moved from my small town to Las Vegas, it did take my husband. I won't ever say and take 100% credit, because I was going to be guilty listening to my people that told me makeup isn't a real job. I was registered for what is that? Ultrasound tech school. I was going to school to be an ultrasound tech. And my husband was like, just try it. Just see. Because wouldn't it be nice to be able to create, like a schedule around our boys? I was blessed to be a stay-at-home mom for so long. Like, why would you want to throw them into school and then work day in and day out for somebody else? Work for yourself. And all I've known for the last how long has it been? Like 12, 13 years now I've been here in Vegas, is to make it work. And I do know that it took mindset and reprogramming it every time, because I didn't grow up with that upbringing. Because I was always told, you can't, it's not possible. I had to reprogram myself, and through every trial, tribulations, even through panic calls with you, I have to remind myself that it can and it will, and I have to reprogram myself. So I think the authenticity comes from our truth and our real, and we really give our students that because we can relate to each one of their stories, whether you have a positive upbringing or a negative one. It's your time to reprogram yourself. Let's heal from that and let's not look back.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I always remind artists, you walked in as a hobbyist, you're going to walk out as a pro.
Yeah.
So you can't walk out with the same mindset. So let this be the last day, whatever it is that's holding you back, you invested, you owe it to yourself to walk out of this room no longer the same.
That's
and
true.
I think it's because I can relate to that.
That
you
is
know, and I know
100%
you
true.
can in many ways, and I'm sure you can too,
Yeah.
Jackie, which makes you, like, there's a puzzle.
Yeah.
Jackie's like a perfect piece to
Yes.
our puzzle.
Yeah, it's
100%.
funny that you said that because as we're talking, we bring so much such different dynamic to Glam Sophisticated working together. So many different ways we have learned. I always say I'm the queen of what not to do because I just failed forward my whole life.
I love that.
So, I feel like when you know what not to do, you can only move forward. You can only move ahead. But I see a diamond when you're talking about the three of us together because diamonds are multifaceted. And it's, if a diamond was just a square, it wouldn't be as beautiful. But it's the different cuts and the different sides that make it so brilliant. And I think that's what we bring to Glam Sophisticated.
100% true. Yeah.
But we should have like diamonds.
Yeah.
We need diamonds.
We need
We
diamonds.
need
We're
diamonds.
going to have to get some diamonds now.
Yeah.
But tell us your story, Jackie. I would love to hear if you don't mind sharing your story because we all have, like we said, our own backgrounds and our own programming, but you have a very unique programming, the way you were, came to this world and survived this world and then came up to be a better person. So whatever you want to share, I would love to hear your story.
Yeah, thanks for asking. So I share all the time that I started makeup 17, born and raised in Vegas, all the jazz, because it just adds to the great story of makeup artistry. But I also got married straight out of high school. Went through life kind of, like I said, failing forward. You can imagine growing up in Las Vegas at 17 years old, you guys. What I was subjected to and what I allowed myself to be subjected to was pretty interesting stuff. And so I became an alcoholic and a drug addict almost my entire life. And 3 husbands later, 2 children, and 3 attempts at rehabs here in Vegas, I finally just decided to surrender it all. And I went to a women's home in El Centro, California called New Creations Women's Home, where I just surrendered my life to God. And I got sober there. I had only 7% of my liver left at one point, not when I got to El Centro. This is prior. But at one point, I was, the doctors told my family I wouldn't live longer than like 10 days. And if I did, I would be a vegetable. Like all these crazy things that just seem like a really bad soap opera to me now.
Yeah.
Seems like a really horrible movie to me now. But I came through that. I've been sober now for 13 years. This year I'm celebrating 13 years of sobriety. Yeah, thank you. And it's like, God healed my body, obviously, because I've lived longer than 10 days. But he healed my mind. And it was kind of like through makeup and getting back into makeup artistry and through what God did in me, in my spirit, in my heart, and healing my body, it's like I remembered who I was created to be. And I just remembered how much I love women. I don't just love putting makeup on their faces. I love transforming them into the beautiful creatures that God created them to be. And a lot of time, especially because I work with women with mature skin now for obvious reasons, it's like I watch them remember how beautiful they are. It's like, I always say life can run over us, and sometimes it runs over our face.
Yeah.
Right.
It just gets like that.
Yeah.
But when you get a woman in your chair who's maybe gone through a couple divorces or some death or an illness and loss, and you get to bring some life back into her, it's a beautiful transformation. And I think as makeup artists, we have one of the most incredible, unique privileges on this planet. And I've heard you say it, Nikolina, and I know you said it, Christine, that we were made for more than where we started, coming with $700 or starting at the bottom where you started. It was starting at the bottom like me. We were made for more. And I know what God has deposited in each one of us to come together and bring this to people. So,
That's
here
so
I am,
true.
13 years of sobriety, married an incredible man. My daughter got married a couple years ago. My son lives in Arizona where I live. A beautiful stepchildren, 4
Yeah.
grandkids, well, 3, 1 on the way. And a makeup studio. I get to meet women like you.
Yeah.
And create amazing, beautiful things.
Yeah.
I mean, life is good. And even
Life
through
is
all
good.
of that tragedy, divorce, death, sickness, the pain that I caused through my addiction, but God made beauty
Yeah.
out of ashes in my life. And I love
He
to see
did.
that happen for other people.
And that's so
Amen.
incredible because that only happened in 13 years. From the moment you were literally dying
Mm-hmm.
to the moment where you now have all this, like you said, and that's all through faith of God.
Yeah.
Faith and
Jesus.
reprogramming.
Faith, and that's we're
Yeah.
big. We're big on God. So we're very
Please
big on
forgive
God.
us not trying to be
I don't want to even
offensive.
apologize.
Yeah.
I'm big. Like I know that this earth
Girl.
and everything I'm walking
Yeah.
and everything I'm doing and everything I have done has been God just using me as a vessel. That's it. Like,
Amen.
and I know all the women I've met, all the men even we had in our makeup academy, all the people, opportunities, all the money, everything that has come has been through God. And
Amen.
we're very very big believers
God
of
has
that.
got us through some tough times, girl.
100%.
And when a lot of people were
100%.
telling me you need to go, there was just like God was telling me hang on. And
Yeah.
what was getting me to hang on is we were built for more.
We were built for more.
and
for
we're
sure.
going to do amazing things.
Just watch.
Yeah,
Just
we're
watch.
built for more and we're going to do
Well,
amazing
Yeah.
but
things.
not in a very pretentious way, in a very, very kind way. When we say just watch, I want to say that we really are built for so much more. We
Yeah.
have energy, we have
Yes.
motivation. And when I pray to God, I don't pray, just for materialistic things like, oh,
Amen.
just give me this or give me that or give me
Yeah.
this many students, give me this money. Like I pray to God and I say, just give me the strength, give me the motivation, put in me, instill with me the will to do it, and I'll do it.
Amen.
I'll do it. Like I'll do whatever it takes for me to get that goal that I want to get. But just give me the motivation, give me the will, give me the power, give me the energy, and give me the health.
Yeah,
That's really
just
what I
give me the
need.
guidance.
Give me
That's
the
why I
guidance,
just
you
ask
know?
him just to lead me.
Just to- yeah.
One of the most incredible things I took away from our Phoenix class with Jackie, because I would say Yuma was our first, and what was crazy was I felt like I was in the right place at the right time. And then I took away from Phoenix, I have a conversation with you, and I love that you guys, you're right. I do apologize, and I say, like, sorry, I'm not trying to push my religions, because I feel like these days you have to be very careful,
Yeah.
And I don't want to say you have to be. I just try to be respectful of everyone else. But really, I am very loud in my faith and knowing I am where I'm at because of him.
Yeah.
There's no way I would be.
Yeah.
I look back at some of the things and I'm like, oh my gosh, right? And one of the things that I took away from our Phoenix conversation was you have to submit your day to the Lord. And when you submit your day to the Lord, he guides you along that
Yeah.
journey. And when that doesn't mean that trial and tribulations aren't going to come, because they will. It means that when they do come, you just keep going and you
Yeah.
don't lose sight of what he has made, because I
Yeah.
am made for more. And these little trials and tribulations in life will try to make you feel like this is the end of me. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is just
the enemy
done.
coming
This
for
is
you.
the end of me. I can't do it anymore. And then you have to your mindset and reprogramming it, and being around faith-based women, and being
Yeah.
around people who can pray for you and also remind you of what he has planned for you makes it easier to be peaceful at knowing
Yeah.
that it's okay.
It's so true, especially because
Yeah.
we took risks and we did did so many things in the past 2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
our first class we decided to go
We had
nationwide.
how many
was like
students in our first class,
we had
Nikolina?
like 2 people.
was it even 2 or was it?
No, we had 2 people in Atlanta, and then we had 6 people in
Yeah.
New Jersey, and we were just lost. We didn't know nothing about hosting a class
Yeah.
nationwide. Like,
Yeah.
where do I source an event or
Right.
venue? How do we pack? How much do we bring? What do we need to bring? Where do we
Right.
stay? How much do we pay? Like, I
Yeah.
didn't know nothing. We didn't know nothing about this, but I just had faith. I had
Same.
faith in God, and I had faith. I have this crazy idea. Show me the way.
Yeah.
Teach me
Yeah.
along the way. This didn't come with a manual. This didn't come with a course that I bought to
Amen.
learn how to,
Right.
teach. I knew how to pack.
Right.
You
We didn't learn.
you became a pro at packing and pro at
Yeah.
organizing
Yeah.
and pro at bringing in measuring 50 pounds. So like nothing came with a
Yeah.
manual. This all
Yeah.
was just faith and just let's do it and see if it fails, okay, so what?
Roll with the
We'll go with
punches.
something else.
Yeah.
But thankfully, 2 years later, we're still here doing the classes nationwide, growing a team, bringing on people who believe in the same values as we do. And that's why I said just watch, because we are going to become big. People are going to hear about us. We are going to, have big events and have big classes because of that. And not only that, we will provide opportunities. Like I am blessed to be able to provide opportunities for people to work with me where you pay your bills and you pay put food on your table because of these opportunities. And that's what I work so hard, not because, I'm going to make money and buy a Chanel bag. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm
Right.
doing this because I really, truly want to help others as well and provide opportunities so we can all win from this,
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
So I think this was a beautiful podcast for
Me
a first
too.
time.
I think we did
Exactly
good.
an hour. Do you guys have anything else to say before we wrap it?
Yeah, I just love that you're not afraid to fail. And just like
Yeah.
me, you look at it as a learning opportunity. And that's what we get to instill in our students is that, like, you did the wing wrong or the lip liner came out crooked or whatever. That mistake only taught you. If you can harness mistakes and understand that that's just a learning opportunity, that's that mindset or shift
Yeah.
that we're talking about, is finding these quote unquote failures as opportunities to
Yes.
thrive instead of looking at it as I failed. Now I know how not to do that. And I always tell my students, if you already knew how, you wouldn't be here. So it's okay that you have not done this correctly.
Yeah.
Now you know how.
Exactly.
Now let's roll, let's go.
Yeah.
So you
That's so
you
true.
operate that way in your own lives, which is how you can pour that into your students so authentically and so truthfully.
Yeah.
That is so true. And I say this too, like you will fail. You have to fail, but meaning in the beginning of whatever you start learning, the makeup, the business, whatever it is, creating social media posts and editing videos, you will fail, meaning it's not going to be perfect. That's what I meant by failing. It's not going to be perfect.
Right.
And many expect perfectionism on the first try and don't do it until it's perfect. And through that trial and error is how you learn. What is perfectionism? How do you know what perfectionism is if you haven't done it yet? You have to have some data to compare the perfect to, but first you have to fail. So many people, when they tell us, like, I want to enroll to a class, but I'm afraid I'm going to waste money. I'm afraid I'm going to not be good at this, or how can you know? You are going to stay. Are you going to stay the same? You've been wanting to do this for 3 years. It's so funny, actually. I got to tell you this. Today we had reached out from someone who reached out back in 2020.
Wow.
And they asked, "Hi, is this Christine? Is this still Christine?" And then I looked at her. You talked to her, 2020 or 2021. Sorry, 2021, I believe, or maybe 2022. I'm sorry. So it's been like at least 3 or 5 years, maybe 4 or 5
Hey girl,
years.
still rocking.
And she says, and now she saw us, we're coming, she's from Kentucky, she saw us, we're coming in Nashville.
And she's gonna come. I hope so.
And you actually have a call with her today.
Okay. She's gonna come. I'll see you in Nashville.
But
boo.
it's interesting that, you see, like, people come back. Like, they at the time wasn't a
Yeah.
good fit or wasn't whatever it is, but they come back because they still on their minds.
Yeah.
So why wait 3, 4, 5 years? Why not do it right away?
Yeah.
Why not getting, like, even if you're going to fail forward right away so
Yeah.
you can learn. Because the faster you fail, the faster you learn and you get
You
better.
know what's crazy? I wanted to say something that sticks out. The Spirit wanted me to tell you, just to wrap this whole thing up. What I love that you said was take the L, or like you said, like the loss is not. It's just like the lesson, right? One thing that sticks out to me, I always tell my kids this: we're gonna just take the L, and an L isn't a loss. The L is the lesson. Okay, and
So
fail. Good. Okay, I want you to remember this. You have 2 mindsets and 2 ways that you can go into looking at failing. Failing like, ugh, I failed, or fail as first attempt in learning. Fail, F-A-I-L.
So good.
First attempt
Yeah.
in learning, okay? So you take a class, and maybe that first class was a bust.
Yeah.
What'd you learn? What'd you learn? What are the next time you invest, make sure you're going to get an ROI. For those that don't know what that means, return investment. So the next time you invest, what are you going to
Yeah.
get a return investment in? And one of the things that I can confidently say about our students, and I love here, is no one can honestly say that they walk away without gaining something.
Yeah.
Whether you learned something about yourself, that you invested into something that maybe you just weren't ready in. You learned that.
Yeah.
Learn from that. Or maybe you learned something about business or marketing, or learned how to feel more confident in eyelash application or wing liner. But don't move forward because you're afraid to fail, because you will. And when you do, it was just the first attempt in learning.
Exactly.
Get
That was
yourself
really
up
beautiful.
and dust yourself back
So
off.
good.
So good. I love this.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, for coming
Thank
here
you so much for having me.
with us today. Thank you for coming all the way from Arizona, and we're excited. We're going to go actually set up right now and go do our class tomorrow here
Oh
in
my
Vegas.
goodness.
Are you
I
guys
almost
Cannot
forgot.
wait.
We've got
I know,
class.
we gotta go set up. Let's go set up now. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to leave links how you can follow us down in the description below. Please follow me, Jackie, and Christine. Follow our Makeup Academy as well. And if you are looking to start a career in makeup artistry and you're looking for those women who can really truly support you from their heart, we are your women for sure. We're going to be in 25 cities. I'm going to post cities we're going to be in below as well. And if you see a city close to you, please reach out. Thank you so much for watching.